did and made choices in terms of how I ended that relationship, I thought it through and I knew exactly what I was doing.
Wow. I think
Did you know that behind Tichina Arnold's bright smile and big talent lies a life full of challenges? From her early struggles to the heartbreaks she's faced, her story isn't as happy as it seems.
We are lupus awareness people, and we want to make sure that we find a cure. We want to make sure that we get a whole lot of money to make sure that people who have lupus can get proper treatment.
Let's take a closer look at the real Tichina Arnold and the hardships she's battled through.
Because you look raggedy, and plus you have an assembly today. Well,
Tichina Arnold is a talented actress and singer. Born and raised in Queens, New York, Tichina grew up in a hardworking family. Her mom worked as a sanitation worker, and her dad was a police officer. Despite their blue-collar jobs, Tichina always dreamed big and was determined to make a name for herself. Her talents first blossomed in the Church of God in Christ, and she later attended Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, a school known for producing famous performers. Tichina's career started early. At only 16, she landed a role in the popular musical Little Shop of Horrors, directed by Frank Oz. She played the character Crystal, singing R&B tunes alongside Tisha Campbell, who would later become her co-star on the hit TV show Martin.
Truth, okay? No, Gina, the truth is you're being influenced by inch-high private eye.
This role was just the beginning of Tichina's journey to stardom. Following Little Shop of Horrors, Tichina quickly landed roles in movies like How I Got Into College and Scenes from a Mall, showing that she was skilled at both acting and comedy. In 1987, she got her big break on the TV show Ryan's Hope, where she played the character Zena Brown. Her performance was so good that she earned a nomination for a Daytime Emmy Award in 1988. Soon after, Tichina joined All My Children, where she played Charla Valentine, a friend of another character. This role kept her busy. Tichina's biggest break came when she played Pamela James on Martin, the popular sitcom. Pamela, or Pam, was a funny, sassy character who became a fan favorite. After Martin, Tichina continued to shine on TV with a role in One-on-One, where she played Nicole Barnes. Her career kept growing, and she reunited with Martin Lawrence in the comedy movie Big Mama's House in 2000. Their on-screen chemistry was so strong that they worked together again in the movie Wild Hogs. Though Tichina is known for her comedy, she also took on dramatic roles. In 2003, she appeared in the drama Civil Brand, and she played Rochelle, a strict but loving mom in Everybody Hates Chris, which many fans still remember her for.
Piece of chicken. Back at home, my father should have been in bed, but he'd rather lose sleep than money.
She also tackled serious drama with the Lena Baker story, where she played Lena Baker, a real-life woman who faced injustice and hardship.
Put them on blast to all of their family and friends with this very long text that explained their breakup, but also included a video.
Tichina Arnold's love life has been a bit of a roller coaster, full of ups and downs. Growing up, she was surrounded by strong women. She shared with Essence magazine that she didn't see many examples of men's roles in relationships in her own household. So she had to learn to be tough and take care of herself. Looking back, she sometimes thinks that maybe she became a little too independent, and that caused some challenges in her relationships. Let's go back to 1992. Right around the time Tichina landed her big role on the TV show Martin, she met a young boxer named Layman Brewster. They were instantly attracted to each other, and within just a month, they decided to get married. To many people, this seemed really fast, but Tichina had her reasons. She told Essence that she liked the idea of being with someone who came from a good family and had strong values, including faith in God. She thought Layman was exactly what she needed for a happy future. In the beginning, things went well, but soon there were problems. Tichina admitted that their relationship got tough, even physical, and marriage was a whole new world for her. She was used to making her own decisions and living her own life. For example, she once planned a surprise trip to Mexico for herself without asking Layman first. When she told him about the trip, he wasn't too happy. It was a wake-up call for her that maybe she needed to make more room for her partner in her life. Even though she tried to make the marriage work, love wasn't enough to hold them together. After a lot of struggles, they decided to end things 3 years later. When Martin wrapped up, Tichina focused on getting her acting career back on track.
Truth, okay? No, Gina, the truth is you're being influenced by inch-high private eye.
but it was hard to find good roles. For a while, she had to settle for small guest spots on shows like The Vicki Lawrence Show and Pacific Blue. Her career was in a tough spot, and her love life wasn't any easier. In 2001, she started dating Carvin Haggins, a music producer. At first, the chemistry was strong, but it quickly turned into a mess. Tichina was dealing with a lot of personal struggles. Her finances were a wreck, and she didn't even have a steady place to live. Then Carvin suddenly decided to end things, leaving her feeling alone and confused. But the story doesn't end there. After they broke up, they still stayed in touch. And then Tichina found out she was pregnant. It was a huge surprise, and she kept it a secret from her coworkers and friends for a long time. She continued to work, hiding her pregnancy, while dealing with the emotional toll of her rocky relationship with Carvin. Tichina Arnold was absolutely convinced she was going to have a baby boy. She even picked out a name, Elijah, all ready to go. But on March 16, 2004, when the big day arrived, surprise! Tichina welcomed a baby girl. Instead of changing the name, she simply gave it a twist, spelling it Elijah. And just like that, Tichina became a mom to her little girl, Elijah.
We like to party.
Being a single mom wasn't easy for Tichina, and especially in the show business world. In an interview, Tichina shared how tough it was. She was scared she might miss out on big roles and the chance to reach her goals because of the demands of motherhood. But thankfully, Tichina didn't have to face it all alone. Her mom and friends supported her, jumping in to help whenever she needed it. Despite their support, it was still hard. Sometimes Aaliyah would cry out for her dad, and those moments broke Tichina's heart. She once wrote that those were the nights she wished she could just skip. On top of that, Tichina was dealing with her own broken heart. After a tough breakup, she sank into a dark time. For 2 years, she battled depression, but Tichina is a fighter, and after a lot of hard work, she found her way through the sadness. By March 2012, she felt ready to open her heart again. That's when she met Rico Hines, an assistant basketball coach at St. John's University. They hit it off, and Tichina made it clear what she wanted in a relationship. She was open and honest, and Rico seemed to understand. He promised to be what she needed, and Tichina believed him. They didn't waste any time and got married after just 5 months of dating. On August 18, 2012, they tied the knot in a unique wedding ceremony. Tichina didn't go for the usual white dress. Instead, she wore a beautiful champagne-colored gown. Rico made a big promise, not just to Tichina, but to her daughter Aaliyah too. He vowed to always be there for both of them, through good times and bad. It all seemed like a fairy tale, but life had other plans. Almost 4 years later, Tichina and Rico's marriage took a bad turn. Reports came out that Rico had been unfaithful, seeing multiple other women during their marriage. Tichina found out and shared her feelings in a group message to her family and close friends. She even included a video as proof. In the message, she shared more shocking details, saying that Rico hadn't used protection with one of the women and listed about 20 other women he had allegedly been involved with. She didn't hold back, calling out these women, even comparing them to wannabe Kim Kardashians.
She included a video that was very personal of her husband having sex with another woman.
That's what she says.
That's what she says. And that she says, you know, enjoy your husband doing, or my husband doing this. Well, I have to go get tested because he put my health in.
Rico's response was that this was a private and deeply personal matter between him and Tichina. Meanwhile, Tichina wasn't keeping quiet. In an interview with People magazine in July 2016, she shared more about the situation. She admitted to sending that message and video to her inner circle, making it clear that no one on her side leaked it to the public. Although she was hurt and felt betrayed, Tichina wasn't going to let it bring her down. She's not one to stay mad forever, but she also made it clear she wouldn't allow anyone to mess with her life like that again.
But everything I did and made choices in terms of how I ended that relationship, I thought it through and I knew exactly what I was doing.
Wow. I think,
By the next year, Tichina was back on her feet. Her career was moving forward, and she landed a new role in the TV show Daytime Divas.
Hey, my name is Tichina Arnold and I play Mo Evans on Daytime Divas.
By the end of 2017, Tichina was even spotted with a new man, heavyweight boxer Cedric Boswell. However, their relationship seemed to disappear from the spotlight. No more pictures, no more mentions.
Hey, I'm Tichina, and this is
Today,
and this is
Elijah.
and we are standing in the gap for Lupus.
Arnold's life has been full of challenges, especially with her sister Zanai's battle against serious health problems. Zanai, Tichina's younger sister, was diagnosed with lupus and 6 other autoimmune diseases when she was just 32. Lupus is a difficult disease, full of mystery and struggle. It is a lifelong illness that appears unexpectedly, is hard to diagnose, and has no cure, making Zanai's experience part of a larger reality. After Zanai's diagnosis, she and Tichina came together to create the We Win Foundation. This nonprofit organization focuses on supporting people with lupus by raising awareness, giving counseling, and organizing fundraisers. We Win also helps with food and financial support for those in need. Through this foundation, the sisters aim to make life easier for people facing the tough battles that come with lupus.
We are lupus awareness people, and we want to make sure that we find a cure. We want to make sure that we get a whole lot of money to make sure that people who have lupus can get proper treatment.
Initially, Tichina didn't understand the seriousness of Zanai's health problems. As young girls, they thought Zanai's struggles with skin rashes, sunlight allergies, and tiredness were just part of her personality. Tichina recalls, "We always thought she was being dramatic. We have different personalities, but some signs stood out. Zanai often had terrible migraines and painful periods." Once, Tichina remembers Zanai complaining about cramps, and both she and their mom brushed it off, saying, "Welcome to a lifetime of cramps." But soon after, Zanai actually fainted from the pain, leaving Tichina stunned. Without a proper diagnosis, the family didn't know what was really happening. Tichina explains how they handled it back then. "You know how it is with Black families back then, living paycheck to paycheck. It's usually like, give her some Robitussin and keep it moving." As Zanai grew older, her health struggles became harder to ignore. She often felt extreme tiredness. Her joints ached and her hands became so stiff she couldn't even do simple things like tying her hair back. Still, she kept pushing on, hiding her struggles to avoid worrying her family. "We're tough cookies," Tichina says. "We come from a generation of strong women. If something comes up, you handle it." Zanai never wore her illness on her sleeve. A key moment came when the sisters were at an airport. Zanai couldn't take off her shoes at the security checkpoint because her joints were so painful. Tichina, realizing how serious her sister's condition had become, rushed over to help. She recalls, "I'll never forget that feeling of worry and fear. I had to untie her shoes for her. It shocked me to be fine one minute and then incapacitated the next. That's pretty crazy." For a long time, Zanai didn't fully accept her health problems. She was working hard as a paralegal, putting in long hours, and thought her pain was just from stress. But one day she couldn't move at all and had to be rushed to the hospital. That's when doctors discovered she had multiple autoimmune diseases, including rheumatoid arthritis, Raynaud's disease, Sjogren's syndrome, and scleroderma. 6 weeks later, they confirmed she had lupus. Tichina, who has had her own hardships, is now there for her sister in every way.
We had an amazing thing on Martin. You know, we came to work to laugh every day. Like Martin, just his comedic brilliance was, intoxicating.
Amidst all this, she had a best friend who had been by her side. They went through it all together. I'm talking about Tisha Campbell, from their early days chasing roles to making us laugh on TV. Many people know them from the classic show Martin, where Tisha played Gina and Tichina played Pam, and their chemistry was electric. They played best friends on screen, but their real-life friendship goes back even further, way before they were on Martin together.
And when Tichina gets nervous, she laughs more, and the more she laughs, the more angry I get. So I'm like this, "You better sit on around, I'll kill you." And the more she's laughing harder and harder.
Tisha and Tichina first met as kids when they both started auditioning for the same roles in Hollywood. Can you imagine 2 young girls, barely teenagers, with big dreams of making it big? They were both chasing the same parts and often found themselves competing at auditions. But instead of becoming rivals, they became close friends. They even landed roles together in the movie Little Shop of Horrors, where they showed off their singing talents as teenagers. This was the beginning of a friendship that would last for decades. By the time the 90s rolled around, Tisha and Tichina were ready for their big break on Martin. The show was a huge success, and it made Tisha and Tichina household names. They shared the screen like best friends and roommates in real life, making it even more special for them. In an interview with Netflix, Tisha shared that she and Tichina were actually living together as roommates when Tichina got the role of Pam. When they found out Tichina got the part, they celebrated like crazy. Tisha said, "We were jumping up and down. It was amazing to be able to work with somebody who's my friend, and we were doing all of that together." Martin lasted until 1997, and during that time, the two were inseparable. But as life went on, they drifted apart for a while. They each went through their own life changes, and for about 8 years, they were busy doing their own things. Tichina had her projects, and Tisha was focusing on her career and family. Then things took a tough turn for Tisha when she went through a divorce. That's when Tichina came back into her life, offering support, honesty, and friendship. When Tisha opened up about her divorce, she shared that reconnecting with Tichina felt like coming home. She said in an interview with People, "We reconnected, Tichina and I, and have not been separated since my divorce. We actually had a little bit of a split, but then we just came back together. And there was this whole new relationship. It's bigger, better, more beautiful, more sisterly." Tichina became Tisha's rock during a tough time, giving her the hard advice she needed, even if it wasn't always easy to hear. One memorable moment Tisha shared was on the Tamron Hall show, where she talked about Tichina giving her some real talk during the divorce. Tichina told her to really think about the future and make sure she was ready before jumping into anything serious. Tisha said Tichina's advice was honest and direct, but it came from a place of love. That's the kind of friend Tichina is. She's not afraid to tell Tisha the truth, even if it's not always what she wants to hear. Since then, Tisha and Tichina have become closer than ever, working together on projects and making us laugh on TV again. They even hosted the Soul Train Music Awards together, not just once, but 4 times. The two of them lit up the stage, bringing their humor, charm, and undeniable chemistry to the show. Hosting an event like that isn't easy, but they made it look effortless, proving they're a dynamic duo both on and off the screen. Tichina's talent isn't limited to acting. She has also done voice acting. In 2007, she lent her voice to a character in The Boondocks, a popular animated series. She then took her skills to the stage in 2009, playing the Wicked Witch in The Wiz during its revival at NYC Center. Her TV work didn't stop there. In 2010, she appeared on Disney XD's Pair of Kings as Aunt Nancy, a role she returned to in another episode. She then joined Happily Divorced, a show starring Fran Drescher, where she played Drescher's best friend. Tichina's role in the show showcased her talent for both comedy and heartfelt storytelling. In 1998, Tichina tried something new outside of acting. She launched a line of designer headscarves called China Moon Rags. These headscarves were decorated with Swarovski crystals and became popular among celebrities, including Janet Jackson and Vivica A. Fox. However, after her daughter was born, Tichina put her fashion business on hold. But she didn't stop there. In 2013, she and her sister Zinai founded the We Win Foundation, which helps people living with lupus, a disease Zinai battles. This work showed Tichina's caring side and commitment to helping others.
We want to make sure that we get rid of lupus completely. So many young people and old people and beautiful people can.
However, Arnold's foray into the world of fashion had to be put on hold following the birth of her first daughter. But her entrepreneurial spirit didn't stop there, in addition to her acting and fashion endeavors. Now let's talk about money. Arnold's net worth has been a topic of interest among fans and industry insiders alike, with estimates ranging from $2 million to $12 million. This substantial wealth is largely attributed to her successful career in acting and singing, as well as her entrepreneurial ventures. However, when it comes to Tichina Arnold's net worth, there seems to be quite a bit of variation in the estimates provided by different sources. While one report suggests her wealth is around $3 million, slightly higher than previously mentioned figures. Another source proposes a significantly higher net worth of approximately $7 million. Additionally, yet another report states her net worth as $4 million, offering another perspective on her financial standing. These discrepancies in estimated net worth could be attributed to various factors, including undisclosed investments or income streams beyond her acting or singing careers. It's also worth considering that different methodologies may be employed by different sources when assessing an individual's assets and income. When determining net worth, factors such as properties, vehicles, investments, and endorsement deals are taken into account alongside income generated from professional engagements. Given Tichina Arnold's multifaceted involvement in the entertainment industry, these factors likely contribute to her overall financial situation. Fluctuations in net worth can also be influenced by external factors such as market conditions, economic trends, or personal decisions regarding investment diversification. In summary, Tichina Arnold's estimated net worth has experienced fluctuations over recent years, with some sources estimating her wealth within a range of $2 million to $3 million, while others propose significantly higher figures such as $7 million or lower like $4 million. These variations can be attributed to a multitude of income sources and potential undisclosed investments. While it's widely known that Tichina Arnold enjoys a life of luxury and financial success thanks to her remarkable accomplishments in the entertainment industry, it's worth highlighting that a significant portion of her income stems from her roles in television shows. She commands an impressive salary per episode, ranging anywhere from a hefty $85,000 to an astonishing $150,000. This means she's banking in around $50,000 per episode for her stellar performances. But Tichina's indulgences aren't limited to her professional pursuits. Like any aficionado of the finer things in life, she takes pleasure in splurging on designer handbags, renting top-of-the-line luxury cars, enjoying stays at exquisite hotels, and gracing the most lavish parties with her presence. With an estimated annual expenditure of around $500,000 on these luxurious pleasures, Tichina Arnold epitomizes the essence of an A-list star.